Go ahead.
All right, Coach. Kind of talk to us about this 9-game winning streak that you guys are on and coming off a great performance versus Slippery Rock, winning 5-2. If you can just kind of harp on this past weekend of your team's success.
Yeah, no, we just got back yesterday afternoon from a 10-day trip to Florida. It was, I say this all the time, like this team is just like a lot of fun. And so what I think a lot of people would like be driven crazy by driving from San Angelo to Orlando and spending all that time in a 12-passenger van. That's just kind of like the way it is for us. And this team, like we have a lot of fun. It's a really close team, and so knowing that, I did tell them before we went on the trip, I was like, look, it's going to be a lot of fun for sure, but it's a business trip. Like I don't, I expect us to come back with 3 wins, not because I demand that we win, but because like with our level and the level of the teams we were playing, I just thought that like it would make sense that we should be able to win all 3 of those matches, and we did, and they were tough. Like the conditions were amazing out there. It wasn't super humid, wasn't super hot. There was a little bit of rain the first day, but conditions were good. And Slippery Rock's a team that was top 5 in their region last year. I think Emporia State's a team that could end up being top 5 in their region this year. It was just an opportunity for us to go out and have a little bit of a change of scenery. We did get to work a couple different lineup spots. A couple different doubles teams as well that we hadn't used yet, so it was good to just get some of the looks and just to be out there as a group. It's really one of the highlights of the season, I think, for all of us. Some schools will go out there and try to chase ranking points and play against try to catch a ranked team on spring break and beat them, but for us it's more just about kind of doing what we do as a team. And I thought it was really went well for us. We went into the trip a little bit banged up, and I think we're actually coming out like a little bit healthier just because we did have a lot of chances for some recovery and to rest some people. So yeah, really happy with the trip. As far as the winning streak goes, to be honest, in January when we got our new girls Jessica and Yvette in, and I saw what their level was going to be, and with how the schedule was looking out, I was hoping that we'd be undefeated at this point. That one match against Southern Arkansas got away from us, and it still kind of bothers us a little bit because it shouldn't have gone that way. But it is what it is. You can only play the matches that are on the schedule, and you try to win as many of them as you can. And we've got some players who are playing really well right now. Letizia Corsini, she's around 20 in the nation. We got Eva and Avery in doubles are around 20 in the nation. Letizia still has not lost a match this year in singles or doubles. So we have some players who are really playing well and stepping up in big moments, because like the 5-2 against Slippery Rock was extremely close. The 7-0 against Emporia State was incredibly close. Every single first set in that match went to a tiebreak, and we were just really fortunate enough to dig some of those out. So it's been a lot of tough battles, and then heading into conference play, it's kind of just a new season, and a lot of these other teams in our conference that we know are going to be tough. Some of them don't have like incredible records right now, but a lot of that's deceiving because they've had some players out, and they've had some tough close matches that could have gone either way. So either way, we're just going to have to really get ourselves prepared to hit this kind of sprint going through conference play.
Like you said, conference play, you guys return to action this week versus Cameron. What are you looking forward to seeing from your team as they compete against them here back at home?
Yeah, Cameron is always tough. They got us 4-3 at their place in the regular season last year. We got them 4-3 in the conference tournament when they were the 1 seed, which helped us get to the semi or get to the finals. So they pretty much have most of their team back. I know they've had a couple players who've been in and out of the lineup, maybe with some injuries, or maybe they've just been kind of holding them out. But they are tough. They don't have a weak player in their lineup. Their coach Josh Cobble's very experienced. He knows how to put a lineup together. They've been tested pretty well. They've played some really good teams. They've played West Florida, they've played West Alabama, they've played Auburn Montgomery. They just played Hawaii Pacific yesterday. They're playing Northwest Missouri State on the road Tuesday. So I'm hoping Northwest Missouri gives them a tough battle. they're a tough team. They have experienced players. They have very talented players. They're very deep. So yeah, I think that the doubles point is going to be absolutely crucial. I mean, I think we've only lost doubles point one time this year, and that's something that we really do, feed off that energy. So yeah, I mean, I think the doubles point is going to be absolutely crucial against Cameron and every other team we play for the rest of the year, for that matter. But I mean, yeah, I mean, I think we can win 3 singles matches on anyone on our schedule the rest of the year. You don't come away with the doubles point, it gets sometimes a little bit dicey getting 4 singles matches. So yeah, I think doubles point is going to be huge for us. And then I don't expect there to be any singles matches that are easy. I mean, I think it's going to be an absolute battle the whole way. So.
And Coach, I'm not asking you to look forward or anything, but now that conference plays here, who do you think poses the biggest threat to y'all's chase towards a conference championship?
There's a lot of, I think Midwestern State is incredibly good this year. Their 1, 2, and 3 is super deep, and I think they, they're very good. They've had, I think, 3 top 10 wins already. This year, I think they're going to be incredibly tough. Doubles is a big thing for them as well, and so I think Midwestern State's going to be incredibly tough. I think LCU is going to be tough. I mean, they've only lost. I think they've only lost 1 match so far this year. They had a close win over Southern Arkansas, the only team who we've lost to. They have a freshman, who's very good, and they're a deep team as well. They've got some good doubles teams as well, so they're going to be tough. St. Mary's, who lost their number 1 and number 2 last year, but you could say that they arguably brought in 2 girls who could replace them, and they've got some depth as well. So St. Mary's is going to be tough. Cameron's going to be tough. I mean, I don't think there's going to be, like I said, earlier in the season, I think last year, aside from losing 4-3 on the road to St. Mary's and Cameron last year, we won all of our other Lone Star Conference regular season matches 7-0 or 6-1, and I do not think that's going to be the case this year. I mean, I think it's going to be absolute battles, and yeah, we're just going to have to be prepared for it. I mean, we're going to have to be, stay as healthy as possible. We're going to have to be prepared. We're going to have to, I think this team, the culture of this team is really strong, and I think that's something that we really rely on. I mean, they're incredibly coachable. They're incredibly close. They play with a lot of energy. So, when it comes down to it, we're good enough to beat every team in the Lone Star Conference, like with our tennis, but there are also, a handful of teams that are just as good as us, maybe even better than us on paper, that can beat us as well. So, I mean, we're I hate to say it, we're gonna have to take it 1 match at a time, because Cameron is gonna be, that's our number 1 focus right now, and they could end up being one of our toughest matches of the year for sure. So I mean, we're just gonna have to prepare for every match. That's gonna be a battle, and just go out there and compete.
Thank you, Coach.
Thanks.